Good morning, everyone. Welcome to
Good
Bead Maker and Coffee
morning.
for Monday, August 5th. How are you, Sydney?
Morning.
I am good. I'm good. I'm doing a story on our Instagram to tell people that we're live. So if I'm looking down at my phone, that's why I had to wait till I had the live link. But otherwise, I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. And today we have the amazing Robyn Sweet with us. Good morning, Robyn.
Good morning, everyone. How are you guys?
Good, good. Are you
Really
at
I'm
good.
so
home
excited.
now?
I'm home.
You know,
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
in the
like all we
shop.
do is travel, but we're both home this morning.
Yeah, I'm home for a little while until next week to meet up with you
Yep.
guys in California.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm
exciting.
looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
we're going to talk all about that. Yeah. So we've got Monterey coming up. We leave in a week, right? A week from today, it all starts.
Yes.
Um, I head to the Bay Area on Sunday just to get like the vans ready and get all that ready. But then Monday morning, we start our team pickup, which is one of my favorite parts of
Yep.
Monterey Car Week. Tony, when do you arrive? Monday morning?
I come in Monday like at noon.
Nice. Oh, good. And what time do you land, Robyn?
I want to say 10:30 a.m. I believe Keith is
Okay.
picking me up. I think I'm on his
Yes.
van.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Very cool. Well, yes, so we are so excited about that. So we've got a week in Monterey. So on Monday, we load everybody up in the van. We have 24 people. We load everyone up in the van and make the trip up to Monterey in our Sprinter vans. And then we have team dinner on Monday night. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we are at the Jet Center. Thursday, Friday, we're at the Quail. And we have a lot of fun things in store. I can't wait. I can't wait to share it with everybody. It's just going to be a really great week. So, of course, we kick off the week Tuesday morning with Gordon. He always has something special for us on Tuesday mornings. And then let's see, what else is different this year? We've got Wednesday night, which is typically the party night. They integrated the auction with the big party. So that is going to be super different. I'm super excited about it. I think that's going to be really cool. Um, so for the team, it's going to look a little bit different because some of us are going to have to work. I know for me, I'm going to volunteer to be on the work team just because the party is not super my scene. So I'm super, and I love the auction, right? That is literally the coolest thing. So I'm so excited about the auction. So yeah, things are going to look a little tiny bit different this year, but not that it will come as a surprise to us. It's just different events that we do melded into one. So
Yeah.
super exciting. So Robyn, this is going to be your third year. Tony, this is your second year.
Yep.
What are you guys most looking forward to for this year?
I'm the same. The auction. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so neat. And
Oh,
I just get so
so
involved
cool.
into like what everybody's bidding on and the pricing and yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
it's
forward to
so
Club
cool.
308.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
Josh.
Why did I forget about that?
Josh coming in.
Why did I forget about Club
Never.
308?
You
Oh
didn't
my
forget
gosh.
about it. It's just we don't
I
talk
didn't
about
forget about
it.
it. I didn't forget about it. I would have remembered real fast. But yeah, oh,
Hmm.
so exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to have to actually remind Keith to specifically request that
Get
room.
that room. Yeah.
That's what he has to do. Yeah, somebody has
Yeah.
to be in that room.
Yep.
Yeah. We could always change the numbers if we needed to.
I know, right? Let's put like post-it
Swap
notes
it
up.
out.
Oh gosh, that'd be so great. So
Yeah.
great. Look, Hans Closen knows it's somebody's birthday.
Thank you,
We should have done
everyone.
like birthday graphics and stuff. Happy birthday, Robyn.
Okay.
Look,
Thank you.
she decided to spend the morning of her birthday with us. That's so
Why
nice.
not? Why not?
So nice. We'll have to keep celebrating when we get to Monterey for sure.
Boy,
For
birthday month.
sure. Yep. It's the best way to do it. That's how my kids do it if they have to celebrate the entire month.
Yeah.
Well, very good. So we are all heading to Monterey, so we're super excited about that. But hey, let's why don't we, before we get into our favorite product of the week, why don't we get into oh good Keith. Keith's on it. Why don't we get into Robyn, give us a little bit of backstory again on how you got into detailing and how that has morphed into what you're doing now. Because I'm not sure we've had you on since your landscape changed.
Probably not. See, morph is a good word
Here,
because it's
I'll
all
get out of the way and let Robyn be the star.
okay.
Okay.
Don't. You can stay, Tony. It's all
I
right.
won't go too far.
Okay. Morph is a great word because it has morphed and so rapidly that sometimes I have a hard
Mm-hmm.
time believing it. Uh,
Yeah.
I was a career 911 emergency dispatcher for about
Uh-huh.
15 years, and detailing was just kind of something I did to my own vehicles, right? Like many of us who are in
Mm-hmm.
the industry, and you kind of get started with your own vehicles and maintaining those. And I just wanted to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
Took some classes, and it was like a bug that bit me, and I couldn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just kind of continued having more knowledge, learning more skills, and I brought that home and thought, well, I could do this on my weekends off, right, or my evenings, and have
Mm-hmm.
like a little
Yeah.
side gig. And that did great, and I was doing that in a two-car garage at home, and it was working well,
Mm-hmm.
but then I felt like I needed to grow and have a little more space, and so still doing it kind of part-time.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to you, never really did any advertising. It was all word of mouth, friends, family, one client after another.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I moved into my shop that I'm currently in now at the beginning of COVID, like just as COVID was hitting. And I thought, well,
Oh
this
my
2 weeks
goodness.
of COVID time will be
Yeah.
my
Right.
downtime to
Mm-hmm.
clean up the shop and get things
Mm-hmm.
situated and organized. And
Uh-huh.
I moved in and things took off. So during COVID, I was still very busy, busier
Nice.
than I ever expected. And so my
Mm-hmm.
full time position as a 911 dispatcher, still current, but then was working
Mm-hmm.
full time in my detail shop too. So that just, kind of again morphed me into
Mm-hmm.
growing in the industry and meeting more people, learning more things, going to
Mm-hmm.
more trainings. And at MTE Mobile Tech, I met
Mm-hmm.
Megan, who was with Auto Geek at the time, and she brought me
Mm-hmm.
on the team with Justin Lobato. And
Mm-hmm.
I worked there for a little while as a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that just created more opportunity. I
Mm-hmm.
spent a lot of time just aligning myself with the right people and becoming really good
Mm-hmm.
friends with obviously you guys and so many others in the
Mm-hmm.
industry.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward 2.5 years, I guess it was, and I got a job opportunity with Rupes. So I am now with Rupes, and
That is so
I
cool.
resigned from 911 just over a year ago and full
Mm-hmm.
time at my shop. And then that morphed into full time with Rupes. So now I'm kind of just
So
part time
cool.
at my shop. Yeah. So things are
Mm-hmm.
changing rapidly for me.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Yeah, I see. I watch you. You travel a lot. You're all over the place.
Yeah.
But
It's
super
really
exciting. And you
exciting.
bought a new home this year, so that was super
Yes.
exciting too. Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Well,
fun.
good. Well, congratulations on all of that. And I cannot wait to
Thank
see
you.
you. I know I feel like it's been forever, even though it's probably only been a couple months since
Right.
what, MTE or something. But yeah,
There's just so much
super
going on for
exciting.
both of us.
Yeah, I feel like usually we get to see each other more times a year than this, but so yeah, looking forward to next week for sure. It's going to be so fun. We have such a great crew coming this year, and yeah, I cannot wait. And definitely on the 308, we got lots
There's
of
a few
Club
people on the
308s.
team that I don't know yet, and so I'm excited to meet them because I've
Yeah,
heard about them and you
yeah,
guys have mentioned them, and I'm really excited.
yeah. It's going to
Yeah,
be awesome. It's going to be
yeah.
so great. And I'm trying to think. You are on Jamie Buchanan's team, so that is
Am I?
super cool.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah,
Good deal.
yeah, we broke into 2 teams. We've got Team Peaches and Team Marvel, and, we have Team Peaches in the house, I see. Um, we have some Club 308s in the comments here. But very good. Well, that is so great. I am so excited for you and Rupes, and, um, what a great company to be part of, right? Great crew. We got
Yeah.
to spend, so I didn't say what I did this weekend. So, Team PNS, we had a lot of events we had to attend this weekend. So Bob and I were in Denver at Colorado Detail Supply, and they had their grand opening. And sometime when so literally it was legit their first day open. So you know how sometimes grand openings they wait until they've got like 4 to 6 weeks under their belt or something.
Yeah.
This was literally the first day they were open to the public, and they had their grand
Wow.
opening. So you'll definitely have to try to make it over there sometime when you're
Oh,
in
I'm sure I
Denver.
will. Yeah.
Yeah, they're about 30 minutes from Rupes. Unbelievable store. Oh my gosh,
Really.
these guys absolutely killed it. It is such a cool store. Great guys. You know, they had all their families there. Huge turnout, huge. And it was just a really, really, really good event. So shout out to those guys. Absolutely amazing grand opening. And then Keith was in Florida at Marine Detail Supply. Again, absolutely phenomenal store. I wasn't there in person to see it, but I got to see lots of pictures. And he did a 2-day training over there. And so not an event where a bunch of people came, but just a localized training. And again, just had a great training, great store, great partner. So it was kind of nice for all of us to get out and kind of see a couple shops and do what, the fun part of our job is to get out and help people. So PNS had a big weekend, and now we are back to grind for the week. I'm sure Bob will be in the training center getting everything packed up and ready, and then Keith and I will come in and build out the vans and stuff. So it should be a good week. So let's talk about one of my favorite parts of the show is, what was your favorite product that you've used in the last, I'll give you 2 weeks since you travel so much. I'll give you the last 2 weeks.
So because I knew it was going to be the podcast as of last week, I instantly came up with because I knew this was going to be the question. I instantly came up with my product of the week. And it was simple because I had just experienced this, and it's Legend. So I had a Volkswagen Golf that was brand new, came into my shop exactly 2 years ago. 2 years.
Okay.
I put Legend on it. He brought it back to me just last week and just wanted the maintenance, and it was phenomenal. Like, I was shocked at how good it was holding up. The beading was there. It was super clean, very little contamination. He does maintain his vehicle at home, but he says it's so simple for him and takes no time. I mean, it's a Golf, so it takes like no time for him to clean it. And it really took no time for me to get it back up to par. And I put another layer on. I actually use Inspiration and a Defender on top of that. But the Legend, I was like, this is great. So that's like my third vehicle that goes like a year or two without me even getting my hands on it. Somebody maintaining it at home. The client takes care of it. It comes back and it looks great. And obviously upstate New York, winters, they're daily drivers and they're still holding up phenomenally. So love that.
Yes, Legend is a very hard coating. Yeah, that's awesome. Very awesome. So my product of the week is one that, obviously I think that I get to talk about a lot of products because I do this every other week, right? So I have to come up with a lot of products. And so I wanted to talk today about one that often just gets overlooked, especially on this program. And it's one that I realized how great it is. And I think, sometimes when you love something so much and it's so good, eventually you get to that point in your relationship where you take it for granted. And I felt like that's where I was at with Express Interior. For a couple different reasons. So Express Interior, it's kind of one of those that we just always know that it's like the GOAT. And so it just never gets talked about. And it's one that, especially this weekend, I realized, obviously every time I use it, I love it. It has never failed me, and if obviously for those who know my story, back history with PNS, Express Interior was actually kind of what led me into this whole morph of where we're at, right? It was going to them and saying, why is Express Interior so hard to get? This was before it was in the double black line, because I loved the product so much. So going back to those days, but then fast forward to now, I noticed on Saturday when I was helping guys that were coming in, and a lot of these people had never seen PNS before. They've heard about it, they've wanted to get into it, but it wasn't, readily available anywhere in Colorado. And so lots of new to the brand people were coming into the store. And what I noticed is they were like, what should I switch to? And so there was me, like Crystal Wash, Brake Buster, Defender, Bead Maker. I'm teaching everybody the Wash Clay Seal. And I was so excited about all these products, and dynamic and natural finish. And then I kept on 2 people, I would get to the end and go, I never even mentioned Express. And I realized it was because I was taking it for granted. Like, I just thought everybody knows about Express and everybody loves Express. You don't need to sell
Everybody's already
Express,
using
right?
it.
Yeah. And so I kept looking at it on the shelf, and I felt like it was going like, pick me, pick me. And so I just realized, like, it still to this day is, ultimately at the end of the day, my most favorite PNS product, but I just think I overlook it a lot because it's so great. And I just assume everybody loves it.
Right.
and it's just and not that a lot of products fail me, but it's like the one product that literally has never failed me. Maybe once on a minivan that needed, like, I don't know, hot shot on the inside or something, but wouldn't
Right.
really call that
Yes.
Express's problem, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my product of the week, as I was just like, oh, it's such a great product. I love it so
It is.
much. And I noticed myself overlooking it when I was like talking to these guys about things they needed to try. And I was like, how can you do that? How can you
Yeah.
just forget about Express? So anyway,
Right.
that was my product of the week.
Anytime that my clients ask for something to clean their interiors, that's my
Yep.
go-to for them. Just use this.
Yep.
It's straightforward,
Absolutely.
it's simple, it's gonna
Yep.
get the job done, even if
Yeah.
it is a
And
dirty
that's the thing.
interior. Yeah.
Right. And exactly. You can put it in their hands and know that they're not going to hurt anything with it. Right. That's so cool.
Exactly. That's the point. It's if
I
it
have
needs
to give
something more than
a,
that, come see me.
yeah, I have to give a heads up here. So, because I didn't say this. So I said it to Robyn and Tony offline. But Mocha Moose was closed this morning, you guys. Totally closed. Company kept rafting trip. So I drove, my whole half-hour round trip to get coffee. No coffee. So I came home and made myself hot tea. And then I decided that I should multitask. So I put some other stuff inside my tea to
Wait.
one of the things.
Can you tell us
I
what
know,
the
I should
other
clarify,
stuff
right? I should clarify. It was some powder that has, like, vitamins and,
Magic powers.
collagen. Yeah, collagen, turmeric, all sorts of stuff that people at our age need. And so I'm going to make a face every time I drink this because it has turmeric in it. So I'm going to force myself to drink it. So when you see me go like this after every drink, that's why I just wanted to point that out. It's not vodka because I'd make the same face, but it's
Right.
turmeric and all sorts of good stuff, right?
The healthy stuff.
Oh gosh, what we do.
Why
All
do you
right,
put the
Sarah
special
says,
powder in? I love it.
I know, Express does an amazing job in farm trucks in Illinois.
Oh yeah. I'm familiar with the farm
Yeah.
trucks. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, the good old farm trucks. The good
Yeah.
old farm trucks.
That's literally what got my business to where it was, It's
Yeah. Yep.
so many trucks. So many
Yep.
trucks.
So many trucks. Yep.
I feel
So
like
many
I know
trucks.
the
That's what I
inside
was,
of an F-150 so well. And
gosh,
not because
Delaney
I
and I
drive
were
one,
just,
because I don't.
right. No, Delaney and I were just talking about that. We were like, the most common vehicle that we do is a Ford F-150 because I'm the
Yeah.
same as you. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
75% of my business is trucks, and
Right.
then 50% of those are F-150s. Look at
Yeah.
who's here, Alan Midcraft. Happy
Hey, happy.
birthday!
Thank you,
Did you know that
Alan.
Did you know we get him for SEMA this year? Yay!
Really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Kyle Camus.
I know.
Happy birthday, buddy.
I was
We
jealous that
missed
he was
Kyle.
at
He
the
was,
car show and I missed him there. I
yeah,
get to
that
come
was
out.
fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of
Kyle
traveling
was,
going on.
yeah, we missed Kyle this weekend. Kyle Camus. He was had previous arrangements, so he didn't get to come to the open house. I was bummed. Didn't get to see Kyle Camus this weekend. Super Auto says, good morning from North Georgia. Stay safe, North
Oh,
Florida and South Georgia. Yeah. They're having like I think Keith almost got caught in that. They're having some tropical storms over there.
storms.
Hopefully
Yeah.
everybody stays safe.
Yep.
High Definition says, good
Morning.
morning. Said morning, but we're having a good morning.
Yeah.
You my turmeric. Jeff says, good morning from Fast Eddie's Detail. Good morning.
Good morning,
Hope all is
Fast
well with you,
Eddies.
Jeff. Super Auto, what happens in Club 308? Yes, it definitely stays in Club 308.
Never heard of it. Never heard of Club
Yep.
308. Don't know what it's
We are
about.
ready to rally. We are ready to rally this year. Already requested room 308. I love it. I love
Gosh.
it. This year we're going to have to do a group photo in front of room
The door.
308.
Yeah.
Out on the
Yeah.
outside.
Not the inside.
Josh,
Those inside
yeah, Josh,
just don't get released.
that has to stay. Yeah. Josh Pierce, the best part of Monterey Car Week for me is spending time working on amazing vehicles with my best friends. Absolutely. Man,
Yay.
it is just, for those that don't know, Monterey Car Week, I mean, it is an event. We go to work, but I think, one of the highlights is like Josh is saying right here is it's just the bonding that happens with the team
Yeah.
and, all the fun stuff we do. And I mean, it's literally, you're making lifelong friends 100%, which is,
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
so
Because
cool.
you're working and it's such a laid back event.
Mhm.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of us working hard, but
Right.
so laid back, you don't feel under pressure. And so you get to spend
Yeah.
time chatting and get to know somebody and
Yeah.
reconnecting and,
Yep.
like yourself and Josh. I just can't wait to hear
Yep.
what's going on in
I
your
know.
life. I feel like we
I
talk, but
know.
in depth.
I know. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Gabriel coming in with good morning, Robyn, Tony, and Queenie. Thanks for being here, Gabriel. He's so funny. All right, PS Detail Products. Hello, two of my favorite people. Good morning. See, we never know who
Bob?
that is. It could be Bob. It could be Keith. It's probably
Whatever,
Bob.
we're the favorites. The favorites.
Probably
It's fine.
Bob. Yep. But we're Keith's favorites too, so that's the good news.
This is true. This is
We
true.
don't know. Han, if I needed a fast transport when I'm in the US, I'm sending Robyn a DM. She must know a few fast drivers.
Couple. Who's to say that I'm not
funny.
one?
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Kyle.
the fast
Hi,
driver.
Sydney. Hi, Kyle. We missed you this weekend. But we're going to be back. That announcement will come later, but we're going to be back sooner than you think. Gabriel, congratulations,
Thank you, Gabriel.
Robyn. Yes.
Appreciate that.
So fun.
Yeah.
So fun. Where's Team Too Tall?
That's me. That's me.
We will have quite the team. All right.
Last year at Monterey, I got to work with Tony. So when he couldn't reach like halfway across the hood, I could do 3/4 of the way. So I was helping him out, you know.
So now I'm guessing this is Bob. What happens if we do not get room 308? But see, Keith is on it. He was apparently not going to let that one slip. I bet that was his first question when he booked this.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think chances are we would just have to be somebody like, sorry, you got this room. We're going to have to take it from you.
Well, we get enough rooms. There's a good chance that we're getting 308. Whether it's Keith or not, he would just make somebody stop.
Yeah. Yep. All right,
or we
Gabriel,
just take over
Tony,
their room.
Exactly. Tony, when do you stop to sabotage the label printers? Nobody's taught Tony how to use the label printers. Gabriel, I'm gonna talk to Bob about this again. I know we still have a couple of labels that we need to bring forward. Who was it the other day? Because sometimes I don't realize that we don't have labels because I've made my own. So somebody was telling me the other day, I think it's still natural finish that we don't have a labeled bottle. Oh, Keith, Crystal Meth Wash was our big winner at training Saturday. Yes.
I bet it was.
He sent lots of crystal meth photos. It was great.
Good. It only works as a sales pitch when they see it in person, right? Like put it in their hand, show them, use it, and then it makes sense. Because I feel like you guys talk about it so much, but then every time that I use it, it's like, okay, well, this makes sense. Like you don't get to like pump it up as much until you see it working, see it in action.
Yep, totally. David says, when do we get gallon size of Frostbite? So I was with Bob this weekend. I did hear that the labels are arriving, I believe, this week. So Frostbite is literally like this close to being ready to rock and roll in the gallons. I think it is like at the finish line, literally. So you will hear about it in a couple of weeks. We do have to, as soon as the labels are on the packaging and it's filled, we do have to give our distributors the opportunity to get it in. So, we're talking by the end of the month, I'm going to guess. It's going to hit the shelves, be available on our website, all that kind of good stuff, be available on Amazon. So it is literally almost across the finish line, which means we're like maybe 2.5 weeks out.
So I haven't gotten to use Frostbite. So tell me, what's your favorite part about it?
Oh my goodness!
I literally have it on my shelf and have sold it, but
so I think I used Frostbite actually on my own car last week, and the reason was, I'm mainly a rinseless girl, right? I try to do everything rinseless. However, when choosing, like, if I need to do a bucket wash and I'm doing a snow foam wash, I'm either going to choose Radiance if I'm wanting to kind of be flashy, right? Add that pop back, add the gloss back. But Frostbite is equally, well, it's actually a better snow foam. It foams a little bit better. So we made it to be a high foaming soap for the foam cannon, but then Dave made it a little bit higher pH. So it does a little bit extra cleaning. So I wouldn't call it a stripping soap, but it's absolutely a heavy cleansing soap, if you will. So it
Got it.
does a great job at like breaking all the stuff away from the surface. And I had a ton of, well, I'd been to Keith, so I had bugs and dirt and smoke and all the stuff on my car. And so it was just kind of like where all the cracks and crevices were just too dirty to do a rinseless wash. And so I will use Frostbite maybe once every 3 months just to do like a full reset on my car. So it does a great job at cleansing the paint. Yeah, and here's Jamie, the cleaner's favorite combo is to do crystal wash and then Frostbite over it. Is just like full reset. But it's like a safe reset, right? So you're not like stripping anything that you shouldn't be. Now, if you have a wax on your car, it might strip the wax, but it's not going to hurt a coating. It's not going to hurt Defender. It's not even going to hurt Bead Maker. So it's just a heavier cleansing and it smells really good. And it's just really high foaming. So it's just, kind of built for the foam cannon. Now, that being said, you don't have to use it in a foam cannon. You can still use it in a bucket wash just fine. So there's a couple different combinations. People like to do crystal wash and then Frostbite and then put Radiance in your bucket.
Ooh.
So that's what your contact wash is. The Radiance kind of cover everything. And then some people still just like to use Pearl in their bucket, or of course, just Frostbite in the bucket is great too. So, yeah.
Good.
Love it.
Good to know.
It's a really good soap. Yeah. Yeah. Really good soap. I'm going to use it on Tristan's car today too, because his car is a little bit rough. So I'm going to show him how to do a foam cannon wash today.
Show him how to do it. I love that.
Yeah, he only knows the rinseless. All right, Chris says, what is your go-to dilution express for maintenance washes? So I pretty much do everything express 1-to-1, honestly. I like 1-to-1. I kind of do things a little bit different. I think some people, you can absolutely use it at full strength. I think some people will do 2 bottles. They'll have one that's cut 1-to-1 and one that's full strength for really dirty cars. What I do is I have my express, which I always know is at 1-to-1, and then I use Cockpit when I need a full strength interior cleaner.
Yep.
I cheat the system.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1-to-1. Quality touch. How often should I use bug removers, and is Forced great for that? Do they mean Frostbite or Forced? Because I think there is a Coach Chemie product that's called Forced, and I'm not familiar with that one. So bug removers, I mean, I use them every time I have bugs. So if I feel like I need them, if I just have kind of just in-town bugs and they haven't fried on, I don't need to use bug off on my personal cars, but usually in customer cars, I have to use them every time they come in.
Same.
Yeah. Now I'm not familiar with Forced. So if you're talking about Forced, I'm not exactly sure. I know that it's a cleaner. And I think that's actually from Sierra Glass, right? That's not from Coach. That's from Sierra Glass, I think. I've never used it, so I apologize. I'm not familiar with it. If you meant Frostbite though, just in case you did mean Frostbite, I still put bug off underneath Frostbite. I'm sure it would probably work, but if I see bugs, I'm pulling out the bug off. I'm not shy with it.
Yeah.
Do you guys get a lot of bugs there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm the same way. I use it just about every vehicle that comes in. Yep.
Yeah.
Just rinse it off quick. Keep it wet.
Yep. Yeah, I just don't leave it too long. Yeah. That's why I'm making this face. So it's kind of weird. It's like berry, sugar, tea. There's a lot going on in this cup. But yeah, the turmeric's got like the chaser, and I'm trying to hold my face together, and it's just not working. Alan, excited for the trips that we might all have in the future squad. Absolutely. You know how when you do like the hashtag squad goals, it's so great when it all comes true.
Yeah.
It's so great. Yeah. We're so excited to have Alan. Part of the
that's
team.
Like me working with Sarah Coleman now. That's our squad. Leah, we get to be the squad now. It's happened.
So great. So great.
Of course, we work together and I think see each other less now.
Isn't that weird how that happens?
Yeah.
That's totally true, because Alan and I used to talk all the time, and now that he's part of the team, he's so busy. I haven't talked to him since he was like here for the car show, I swear. We've had like a few like, oh, let's it's ketchup. Oops. But yeah. Joseph says, greetings from El Salvador. Thanks for tuning
Greetings.
in. That's so great. So great. All right. First from Puerto Rico. Happy birthday, Robyn Sweet. I had the honor to meet you at MTE.
You did get to meet. Awesome. I love when people come up and like I can put the face with their,
I
not even
know.
their name, but like just who they are on the
Yeah.
podcast. I love
Yeah.
that.
And you always have to say, like, you have to tell me what your Instagram handle is because I don't know your name.
Yep.
Good morning, Sydni Brae Gwinn. Good morning. So great. Gabriel, yes, natural finish quart bottles and a pad washer. I forgot about the pad washer. And frostbite in the same size as the bucket labels, like the absolute. Oh, okay. So you want a frostbite for a bucket label. That one might be a little bit tougher, but I can get you the pad. I can pressure Bob on the pad washer and the natural finish. I'm not sure if he'll do a frostbite, and here's why. Because if he does one for frostbite, then he almost has to do it for all of them, right? He would have to do curl, he'd have to do radiance. And so that might be where he looks at me and goes, you've pushed it too far. Because the reason we have absolute is because it signifies a rinseless wash and not a traditional wash. But I will push on the pad washer for sure. And of course, the natural finish, because I can't remember where somebody was asking me about the natural finish last week. And I was like, no, we have it. And then I realized I went out and looked at mine and I was like, oh, I made that myself.
I think I must have, I don't have the new labels on, on a bunch of things.
Yeah.
I know because I'm surprised every time I get something. Like, oh, new label.
Joey Too Tall B loves the Frostbite Foam Cannon Radiance Bucket Combo. Yes. So try that. It's pretty great. We did that at TRCMA. That was what we did, that combo. And yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, especially when you want to kind of leave behind. I would say I would do that though on ones that like you're not really doing anything. So maybe literally maintenance washes. So not even like
not doing anything.
Yeah.
It.
So you're not gonna be claying or anything like that. You just want it clean and presentable, right? And so literally like customer maintenance washes, this is a great combo, but not really if you're planning on detailing it that day because, especially on the detail, like I do the wash clay seal, or what if you need to polish a part, or something like that. This would be mainly just for a maintenance wash. So, but it is a great combo, but Radiance, leaves behind a big old pop. Big old pop.
Cool.
Mark Bar, I am hosting a meet and greet this Friday at a new PNS storefront in Peoria, Arizona. Hoping for a great turnout. Have a great week, everyone. Yes. Well, good luck. The one we went to last week was amazing. And I will tell you what they did was they just killed it on social media. So many of those people came in and just said, I saw it on social media, wanted to come check it out. They did a couple giveaways, nothing like ridiculous, a couple giveaways. But yeah, everybody, if you're in Arizona near there, go, because they're so, these grand openings, meet and greets are great.
Yeah, if you align yourself with people that are local, that are into social media, like creators and things, they don't have to be in your industry at all, but that they kind of spotlight businesses. We have a few in our area, and it's great because they, they'll go and they'll show up for a meet and greet or open house, and they'll post about it, and they just have such a following because they're all over the place, right? It's not one business or one industry, and they bring a lot of people to the door that way.
Yeah. And even like your local chamber and things like that. I mean, they advertise to businesses. And if you have a chamber that's active on social media, that's a great one to go to. Find how to get the word out for sure.
Yep.
All right. Lindsay Rose. Good morning, ladies. See you next week. I cannot wait.
Yes.
I cannot wait. Have you gotten to spend much time with Lindsay?
No, we met, was it SEMA
awesome.
that I got to meet Lindsay?
Probably. Yeah.
I think it was SEMA. Yeah.
She's
and then I missed out on your car show, so I didn't get to meet her there.
Yeah. No, we're going to have a great time. She's awesome.
Good. And Christabel, I haven't seen her in forever.
Yeah. I know I haven't seen her since the MTE where your life started to work. I think that was the last time I saw her.
Yeah. Life started to morph. I love that.
Yep. Chris says forced is like pH 1 million, so it's pretty aggressive.
Okay, so
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I have not used that. B Swan says, does Absolute work good as a drying aid? And if yes, what is the recommended dilution? Yes, it totally does. So, and I would still just do 256 to 1. Yeah.
I'm still
You
using
could
my
probably do
my sprayer. Just thinking of drying, but drying my towels. So my spray with the
oh yeah.
dry syringes. I'm still using
Yep.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that.
awesome. Yes, you could totally still use it. Yep. And I think you can use it 256. You could probably use it 128 to 1. Awesome drying aid. Yep. John Folks, good
morning, John.
morning. High definition detail. I'm driving out by the farms here in Iowa. There's so many stinking bugs, you have to use bug off. It's a requirement. Yes, that's how we are here. So
Yeah.
I don't see a car at this time of year that comes in that doesn't need bug off.
Yeah.
Todd Brown says, good morning. Mark Bar, thanks
Have
for
you
the
ever
advice.
used
No problem.
bug off down low, like on a rocker panel? I've used bug off there because I have it in my hand
Yeah.
and I spray it like,
Yeah.
you know, with the dirt roads, mud and kind of grime on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And sometimes just
right?
that,
That's
yeah,
it.
that like, and it's not really tar, but yeah, like it just gets all
Yeah.
that like nasty gunk.
Right.
Yeah. It absolutely
Yeah.
helps with all
Or if you
that as
hit like
well.
roadkill and like it
Oh,
splatters,
yeah.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I've actually
It
had
works
some
so
buggy
well.
cars. I've had buggy cars this last week that I actually had to pull out remove all. Where it
Oh,
was like
wow.
after the car was washed and we scrubbed it to death, we pressure washed it to death, and it was just like there was certain ones that just were not. I mean, they'd probably like the car. We had 2 cars recently that probably hadn't been washed in well over a year, and I actually had to grab out the remove all, which is a bug and tar remover that you use on a dry clean paint, and I actually had to pull that out twice this last week to get
What was
bugs
the
off
car
as
that we
well.
used it on in Monterey? There was something last year at the Jet Center that we had to pull it out for something.
The
Maybe
remove
Keith
all.
remembers. Yeah. Yeah.
I
It
feel
was like
like
we
it
were
was.
struggling with something and we had like one bottle with us and we're like,
I
bring the
do remember
removal.
that. I do
Yeah.
remember that. Was it like black stuff all down one side or something? I
I
do
don't know. Yeah.
remember having to pull it
Sticker
out.
residue or something. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I feel like it was sticker residue
Yeah.
from like graphics or something that had been removed like years before or
Right.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the dog is here.
I see you're coming down the stairs.
Piper, you're gonna have to wait. You were up late. So funny. Oh, Erin, is there a difference between cockpit and express besides the smell? Yeah, a little bit. So it is a different formula. Um, it it is probably similar in early makeup, but then I think Dave tweaked some things, added some things to make it more. I mean, it really the whole off-road line really was developed with off-road vehicles in mind. But it does have some of the same properties, as in that it doesn't leave any residue behind. It's high foaming, all of that kind of good stuff. But it does have a little bit of a kick in the cleaning power. So I would say that cockpit would not be something that I would use. Like, okay, if I was cleaning my personal car, I would use it every single time, right? Because it is a little bit of a heavier cleaner. It probably shares a lot of the same properties as Express, but it has a few different things. And so whereas I would use Express maybe every single time I clean my car, I would not use Cockpit every single time. Oh my gosh, my dog is like having a cow. I'm gonna have to let her out. So yes and yes. I mean, you could still, it's totally safe to use as an interior cleaner on cars. It's absolutely fine. But that's why I kind of leave that one undiluted for the dirtier cars. And then I use Express at 1-to-1. So yeah, I'm going to step away for just a second because Piper's about
Yeah,
to
I actually use
have an
Cockpit
accident.
more often than Express at this point, just because I like the scent on it. But Express is still there
I
in
like,
my ready to go.
yeah, I like the smell more too. And I use it a lot more, especially like if it's the first time the vehicle's been in my shop. It usually always gets cockpit because I'm really like, oh my gosh, she didn't even go. It's the one that, so especially
it's
if
going to
it's
get
the
the job
first
done.
time or if it's super dirty. Piper,
Yeah.
get over here. Oh my gosh, the dog. So yes, I use it a lot too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
She's a naughty dog. They're naughty.
I have a bottle of each ready to go at all times. And I have the
Yep.
cockpit diluted and express is straight. So
Oh, so you do it opposite.
I do.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try that. That's awesome. Because I do. I love the smell of cockpit. I love it.
Yeah, me too. That's really the only
Love it,
reason.
love it.
I mean, like, I think I had a really dirty vehicle, used cockpit, and was
Uh-huh.
like, oh my God, this works. I don't have to have two different things, right? So I just
Mm.
dilute that a little bit. And I was like, I really enjoy the fragrance more. So
Yeah,
I just
I
started
do
using it
too.
more often. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that either
Well, that's
is good or bad, but that's just my
yeah.
go-to. Yep.
Yep. Very good. I'll have to try that because I love cockpit.
Yeah.
Todd Brown happened to be representing today at least 1 to 2 days a week with the PNS shirt is on. That's awesome.
Good.
We have new PNS shirts. I don't think
Speaking
they've
of
hit the website
shirts,
yet, but we do have new ones.
did you get the shirt order completed for Monterey? Everybody's
Mhm.
sizes are in and ordered. Oh, good.
Yeah. I think they get here like on Thursday or something.
Okay, I'm excited to see the new ones.
I know. I'm excited to see the new ones, and I'm a little bit stressed out. I think I've got my pants and my and shoes, so I'm gonna have to send you pictures. But I'm just going with golf pants.
Okay, good. That was going to be my go-to.
Yeah, I mean they're like called golf joggers, but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
we'll see. Yep, fun.
We got to start checking the weather too. I hope it's beautiful out there.
Oh yeah.
Last year was
Yeah.
hot.
Yes.
So
Yep.
sunburned this year.
Yes. Bug off is amazing. We use it diluted 50/50 in a 32-ounce spray bottle. Yep, I always dilute it 50/50 as well. Mainly because it works just fine. And it was probably it's probably been 5 years ago now. I had one vehicle with really dry plastics down below. And it did drip through and leave I had to go back and fix it with solution finish. It didn't damage it in a way that I couldn't fix it very easily, but it kind of freaked me out. So ever since then I have used it 50/50 and it works just fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even
And
if you
it
have to
makes
do
it
it
go
right.
further, which at this
Right.
point I go through a lot of bug off. I think
Right.
I go through a gallon of bug off in the summertime. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
If it's diluted and it doesn't work, if you're doing it with a pressure washer
Yeah.
or what, you just do it again.
Yeah.
Chances are you're kind of
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like, an iron remover versus clay.
Yeah.
Like you're taking that top
Yeah.
layer off and then spray it again
Right.
and get to the
Yep.
next layer.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, Chris says, has PNS looked into the touchless washes? I'm seeing companies like ChemM get more reviews and coverage recently. I'm not sure exactly what you're meaning, unless you mean like where you just spray it on and you don't have to contact it all and then you just rinse it off. We have not looked into that. And one thing that, obviously I get to spend a lot of time with Dave, and when you think about a touchless wash, for a chemical to be able to completely remove all of the grime and dirt and everything off of the vehicle's surface with no contact means that it has to be very aggressive. Very
I
aggressive.
feel like Keith would be on this topic like that with touchless
Yeah.
washes and like the chemistry,
Yeah.
science part of it.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah. So I always tell people, like when they say, well, I want to take my car through a touchless car wash. I don't want to go through, the one with the brushes. It's like, okay, but you need to understand that if you're going to a touchless wash, they are literally washing your car with everything, acid. I mean, it's like frying the stuff off your car. So I myself am not a fan of, those chemicals that say that they will take everything off with. I think about it like wheel acid, right? So back in the day, everybody used to just wash the wheels with wheel acid because you didn't have to scrub them. Okay, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. So think about that on your paint. So now we don't, some people still just use wheel acid. A lot of us don't. We say, we'll grab some brushes and put in the work so that we don't damage the surface of the wheel. So without actually talking to Dave about this, I'm going to say that it's probably not something that we would look into. Um, Frostbite, however, does do a pretty good job. Like if my car's not, if it's just dusty, dirty, but it's not, it hasn't rained on top of it or anything, you can, there are people that will just snow foam and then rinse it and they say it's fine. But yeah, so I think that's
That
what
depends on like
hopefully.
the level to which you want to clean it, right? If
Yeah,
you're okay with
yeah,
doing a touchless where, you're just spraying on, rinsing off, and going
yeah,
down the road, that's fine. That works for some people.
yeah, yeah. And you have to think about, like, for me, I would think that it would be causing unnecessary,
Transfer more
like
damage.
it's stripping. Yeah, yeah. I would think that it would be causing unnecessary stripping that, I would rather have the protection on my car. And yeah,
Not quite as
that's my
clean.
opinion on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. B Swan says, does Rupes have any plans to bring out a trim safe polish and compound? It's nice when you don't have to take trim off without worrying about staining.
Ours should not stain. However, if they're old and fragile and cracked, like in an older vehicle, something vintagey, I would be cautious about that. But on the newer plastics and trim, they shouldn't be staining. Should be
Yeah.
able to wipe right off.
Yep. Yep.
I've never had any problems on newer trims.
Todd Brown, we will have to get some new shirts. Yes. So we have 2 new ones. I'm just not sure when they're going to hit the website, but it should be pretty soon. But we do have 2 brand new designs coming out. I think my favorite t-shirt besides the Dreammaker one, which you can't get anymore, but I really love the free ride t-shirts. Do you have a free ride t-shirt yet?
Yes, I do.
I love the free
Actually,
ride.
Plus
Yeah,
One
love
has
it.
the free ride T-shirt.
Oh, nice, nice.
I think that one got
Nice.
stolen. Yeah.
Todd says we should have our next 2 gallons coming today from Clean Garage. Awesome.
Good.
Yes, I forgot to mention Bob was at the Clean Garage meet and greet last weekend, and that was awesome as
Yes.
well.
Rupes
Loved
was
being
there.
there.
Representative Duffy was
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Partner in
so
crime.
awesome.
The Northeast team.
Correct. Yes, so contactless. Yeah, so like I said, I relate that to the touchless car wash from what I know about the touchless car wash industry, and you have to know what you're getting into there. Hypercoat Detailing says Chemex has been getting a ton of airtime. Their Stars and Stripes contactless soaps. One is high pH and one is low. You foam one and then foam the other one on, dwell, and wash off. Okay. Cool. Todd, I try to veer away from those washes because of the high alkaline. It's too aggressive. Yes, me too. Me too. I also feel like that still takes a long time. Like I can rinseless wash a car in 10 minutes. All right, Keith DePlessis coming in hot.
See, told you.
Touchless
I
washing.
told you he's
Yes,
coming in.
touchless washing. We knew he'd come. Touchless washing uses very aggressive acids and alkaline products, plus very high pressure water, which acts as friction component of the washing. Yes.
Pros and cons of everything.
Yep. So you just got to see what works for you. The chemicals can be harmful to the paint in their own way. Yes.
Yeah. You still using the sponges for your rinseless? Is that still your go-to? Because I
do.
remember you having
Yep.
a conversation about Bob uses a mitt, you use a sponge.
Yep, absolutely. I only use the sponge. Now, I will say the sponge is not great for a soap wash, though. So I still use the mitt and the soap. But yeah, I use the sponge. All right, B Swan, the harsh touchless chemicals can age plastics. So you really have to be careful when using them on regular maintenance washes. Yes, for sure. Because it's just, they're going to be stripping. They're going to be drying.
Yeah, they're going to be harmful to your clear coat. You're just not going to see it as fast through the eye, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, B. Riley says, are we getting those pint bottles of rehab? Those are going to be like either at the same time as the frostbite gallons or a week or 2 behind. They are right here. They're coming.
Very soon. Very soon.
Yes, very soon. We are just waiting for a couple things on the label. Then we'll get labels in. We have the rehab made. We have the bottles ready. I think it's just a few little items on the label. and then figuring out what tops we're putting on them. So yes, they're on their way as well, I promise. Todd Brown says, I've never had any issues with Rupes heavy and fine with trim. It wipes right off, no problem. Yep. And most will, I mean, most of, like I know rehab's the same, it's just, if it's old trim though, you got to tape it off. And if you accidentally do stain it, what I have found as a great solution is a pink pearl eraser. So like the school, in the school department, the little pink eraser just takes it right off.
And some of our products, so like advanced, you can put on plastics.
Actually, it's good for it. Yeah.
It's great for it. Yeah. So protect or advanced,
Yep.
you just put it on, wipe it off.
Go right over. Yep. I love to do that with a wool pad. It like almost rehydrates
I have dedicated
them,
wool
cleans them
pads.
out. Yep. Totally. Me too. John Folks, crystal wash is awesome, by the way. Thanks. I'm glad people are starting to figure it out. I've loved crystal wash for years. It's my go-to. I use it on every single card.
Had so many conversations about it, so many questions for like a year, and now it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's catching on.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yep. I love it. Love it. Love it. And you know what's funny is a couple weeks ago when I was up packing orders for the web, I got to go do like 80 orders or whatever. And I would say that over 50% of the web orders had gallons of crystal wash in the spray bottle.
Really?
Literally.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was, and that was so great for me. Like I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
All the orders had crystal wash. It was so great. It was so great. Loved it. All right. Todd Brown, got to get back to work. Have a great day, ladies. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Todd. Have a great day.
Have a good day at work. Hypercoat detailing, which sponge do you prefer? So I use the USS. So it was formerly known as the UBS, which it was a different sponge, but same design. Now it's called the USS, which is the ultra safe sponge. So it really, any of those sponges that have like the laser cuts and they're super soft, they are all primarily made to be used for rinseless wash. And they work really great and they last dang near forever.
Yeah.
Dang near forever. Yep. Chris M for black GM paint. What would be
test spot?
Robyn, you take that one.
Everything is so different. There's no perfect scenario. There's no perfect answer for that. It's a test spot. Just do a test spot. I will say, I'll tell you what my favorite go-to for my test spots, no matter what color, what type of paint it is the Rupes medium yellow wool and DA fine. So the yellow bottle compound. That's my test spot go-to. It tells me which
direction you're going. Yeah.
Right. So test spot.
Yeah. So my black GM paint. So I had a gentleman come to me at the meet and greet this weekend and ask this question. And I said, with black GM paint specifically, you kind of just have to be very undersell on this. Like if somebody comes to me with a black GM truck and they say they want it perfect, I say I might not be the one for you because you're literally never going to get it perfect. And so I tell them, look, here's what I do for black GM paint. You can Google this if you'd like, how people feel. But for a long time, I would just turn them away. I honestly would, because I just didn't want to take the chances of not being able to deliver something good for them. So now I just tell them, like, look, I only do a one-step paint enhancement. I get out as much as I can, but as much as I can is like 50% of the defects.
Right.
Now, generally speaking, I probably get out more like 65 to 70, but I tell them 50.
Yep. Set your expectations low for them.
And then you have to test spot. Generally speaking on that, I've had luck lately with rehab and the maroon pad from Buff and Shine, or Free Ride, but I really don't oversell those. I really just say, because of the way they do this paint system, we can't really go too hard, especially on the newer ones. You've got thin paint. It's not worth taking a chance of burning through it. So I just really kind of just let them know really all we can do is enhance it, but sorry. And then hopefully I get them about 60% better.
Yeah. And I feel like with that soft paint, whatever color it is, but black specifically, your clients are seeing the damage that's being done for the years that they have the vehicle, and they know that there's an issue with it, whether it's GM or not. They know that it's tough to maintain and take care of, and that it is soft and scratches. So when you tell them that and explain it to them, it makes sense. And you're like, listen, it's going to be hard, and it's all about, the expectations and what they're willing to spend on it. You charge accordingly, and don't chase things that doesn't matter to the client. And even do the test spot with them. Have them bring the vehicle to you, do the test spot, and say, this is what I can get with one step. How do you feel about it?
Yep. Because that is just a nature of the beast, which black GM paint is a beast. All right, Hypercoat. Josh Pierce keeps trying to get me to come to try out Crystal Wash at his shop. Just haven't had the time. Make the time. You'll be shocked.
I need to make the time to go to Josh's shop. So that is on the list this year.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love this next question. This is a great question. Thanks, Mark, for asking this question. Is that a number 2 pencil? So yes, same eraser. However, here's why you don't want to use a number 2 pencil is you're putting too much pressure on that and it will, break apart. But so many pencils now are, manufactured so cheaply that when you're using that, you're bending that eraser back and forth. And I would hate for somebody to have that eraser break off and then you've got the metal ring, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably not safe. So if you grab a pink pearl eraser, then you just have eraser, you just have something soft in your hand and you have more leverage and a bigger surface area. So go right now in all the Targets, whatever, in the school supply department.
Back to school stuff.
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, I've tried like the white and stuff. It's the classic pink pearl eraser will never fail you.
I didn't know it was called a pink pearl.
Yeah. So don't buy a knockoff. Don't buy the white one. Don't buy the blue ones. Get a pink pearl eraser. Yeah. And they even make like the big joke ones now that are like big honkin' pink pearl erasers. Those would work too. But you need the leverage, to be able to scrub, and because that plastic does, it rips apart the eraser.
Yeah.
So
and who wants to use a little pencil?
Yeah, but it is the same eraser that they put on a pencil, but I wouldn't use a pencil for that reason.
Unless that's all you have. If that's all you have, just be cautious.
Right. Yep. All right, Keith Duplessis. Josh shop trip, let's go.
Yes.
We should just surprise him one day. Mark of our awesome. B Swan, how aggressive is the yellow wool Rupes pad in comparison to the yellow Rupes? God, I can't read. Rupes yellow.
I got it.
That was all like in different
well,
order.
It says rubies, so that kind of threw you off there too.
Rubies, yes.
Wool tends to be more aggressive, but it also depends on what compound and what the paint is like. So test spot. Yeah. Well, the yellow wool is probably 80% of what I use in my shop. Yep. A lot of 1-steps with that yellow wool.
Nice. All right, Christopher Jacobs. Will Defender give you UV protection as well as ceramic alone? I have a 32-foot travel trailer, and that would be a huge job. Yes, so it is going to give you UV protection. However, the difference between ceramic and Defender is you really don't know when the Defender is no longer active. Whereas with ceramic, you obviously have, a good amount of time. And like, even when we say that the ceramic is going to last, 3 years or 2 years or what have you, even when ceramic wears off, there's still a certain amount left on the surface. Like it's never really truly gone. So it's easier to be able to know when you need to put something else on it before the protection's actually gone. Whereas with Defender, you're not really going to know, especially on a travel trailer, because they get kind of contaminated anyway. You're not really going to know when that UV protection is off. But if you were, good about putting it on every 6 months, you're probably fine. Yeah. Defenders are great. It's gonna give you really great protection on the UV as well. It's a harder to know when the protection's no longer there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Jamie the
Jamie.
cleaner. When does the Robyn Sweet Hour of Sour podcast? I love that.
Oh,
Jamie, you need to make that happen. That is great.
yeah. I was gonna say, catch me
I
on a
love
day
it.
when I haven't had any sleep. Probably like next week,
Yeah.
right, or something.
Yeah.
When Club 308 is
After Monterey.
up too
Yeah.
late.
Yep. Yeah. Catch her at the 3 a.m. wake up time on that Friday morning.
That's a good one. Yep. The 1 hour
Yeah.
drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be a little.
We could probably get you some content from our hotel room that morning and how happy we are and how. Oh, the swear words and yeah. Oh, goodness. B. Riley says, I've had to Fender last more than.
Remember our last year adventure of coming back to change before the party?
Oh my gosh. That was awful.
Hard. That was horrible.
That was absolutely awful. The
There
words
was
that
more
were
cursing
said.
from you than me.
Oh my. Oh, well, I mean, I had all sorts of wardrobe malfunctions. We had no lights. We had no, oh my God, that was so
No
bad.
AC.
No AC.
Ugh.
And we had that long trip, you know, in the car
Yeah.
that we did for nothing.
Yep.
Oh, that was awful. B. Riley. I've had Defender last more than 6 months on easy on a garage car, and I've had it last 2 months on a car that gets abused. Yep, that can definitely happen. For sure. That abuse thing. I'll break anything down. Oh, look who's back.
Look who's back. Well, that was easy. I mean, that we ran out of comments right at the hour mark, so it was perfect.
Nice.
Is this our hook?
Yeah.
You're pulling us in.
Yes.
This is it. This is the hook.
Wrap it up, ladies. Wrap it up, ladies.
Wrap it up.
Yep. Very cool. Well, thank you, Robyn, for being here today. I know we have a great guest for the Monday. Our next Bead Maker and Coffee is the Monday following Monterey Car Week. Make sure you follow all of our social media. Next week it'll be filled with all of our adventures and fun stuff. And then you'll have to tune in though 2 weeks from today to hear any news about Club 308. Whatever is able to be released, right? We'll be here on the show. We won't be streaming live during the event, but yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah,
So
no filming devices allowed at Club 308.
No.
Although Josh snuck a picture out last time. That was fun.
Yeah.
Just everybody crammed in there, ironing shirts.
And we do.
Things like that.
I still do have the video of uni.
Yeah.
That was a good one. So funny.
Well, and apparently I'm the shirt ironing intern this year, so I got to get.
I did hear about that. I heard that you were going to be trained up and the torch was going to be passed. Are you any good at ironing?
I'd like to think that I'm a little bit detail oriented, but we'll see.
Well, when was the last time you ironed something?
Oh, probably only something within the last 6 months, probably.
Oh, wow. Right. Okay.
So
well, good for me. It's been a couple of years, so good.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'll never forget telling Robyn, like, oh no, girl, we don't iron our own stuff. We take it to Keith's.
Yeah.
And then literally the next night she was like, what time do we go to Keith's?
Yeah. Shirts need ironed again.
Yeah.
What happens in Club 308 stays in Club 308. You guys, we were literally talking about ironing shirts here.
It's an exciting time.
The starch gets heavy in the room.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Too funny. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Well, any parting words, Robyn? Where can everyone find you on social media, etc.?
Facebook, just Robyn Sweet. Let's see. Insta would be Rupes_Robyn. And then I think I have a TikTok for the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm Tony, the detail trainer, and Sydney is SBG, the detailer. On Instagram.
Yep.
And,
so follow all of us because we'll all do our own content next week, right?
Yeah, follow us and then follow PS Detail Products, obviously, too.
Yeah, and any questions or anything, everybody can reach out to me as far as Rupes goes. So email, easy, RobynS@RupesUSA.com.
Easy.
Awesome. And then Tony, do you have a couple training classes, right? Should we give a little shout out
Oh,
for those?
sure. Yeah. So if you are anywhere near or willing to travel to the Hayward, California area, August 26th, 27th, and possibly even the 28th, if we sign enough people up for that day, will be more trainings at the PNS headquarters. So we've got the all-in training on Monday and then 2 days back-to-back of paint correction and ceramic coating. They're the same class though, so you only need to take one. But look into those if you're on the fence.
I'm going to do a shameless plug for ours too. All of our trainings are on our website, rupesusa.com. So you can go to trainings, you'll see a list of all our events that we'll be at and trainings that we're hosting. So
I've been paying attention to that myself because have been invited out a few times by, people on your team. So I need to make it out to a Rupes.
You got to get out there. It's so good.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Very good. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Everybody have a fantastic week. I will look forward to seeing you in a week from today.
All right.
Hey. All right.